Alright, I've got a leaking input shaft seal on a steering gearbox of a 2001 Kenworth W900L. I'm just going to try to put this on YouTube. Got some input on how to get that seal out without having to take the top off of that gearbox. And I hope it'll work. First thing you need to do is kind of clean everything. It's going to be pretty filthy. If you had a leak, it'll pick up all kind of dust. Best thing to do is get it cleaned up real good first. And that seal is right in under the yoke there, with that captive bolt. That little rubber piece you're looking at there is the seal, input shaft seal. Alright, you're going to remove that captive bolt from the yoke head there, and things on the shaft's got an indentation on it. It can only go one way, so you don't have to, or mine, you don't have to worry about the lineup of your shaft. I don't know about all other models, but if I were you, I'd try to score me a mark somewhere on this yoke and on your gearbox itself. That way you know if you pull that yoke off, you can get it lined back up. Alright, there is a slot in this yoke. Once you remove that captive bolt, you may have to separate it in this slot. There's a little slot right here. Just separate a little bit and take you a old screwdriver or a small pry bar or something. You may have to pry it up off of that shaft right there, but it comes off pretty easy, or mine did. Alright, and then just take your steering linkage shaft and just lay it up out of the way there somewhere. And then you're going to have this right here is like a dust cover, and your seal is going to be right down in here. It's held in place by a little spring retaining, circle retaining spring. It's flat. Just take a couple little small straight screwdrivers and you can get that out. I'll show you here in a second. You can just take two little real small screwdrivers there, and that flat retaining spring there has a little indentation in it that you can easily grab to start it out. And it's like a 2-layer flat spring, and you just kind of work that thing on out right there. It'll come right out. Can't do it and hold the camera at the same time. Alright, we got that retaining spring out, and I just kind of want to give you an idea of this the seal. It's just like a wheel seal almost, and that's a little rubber part of the seal, and this right here is the housing of the seal, and it's got a coil retaining spring, that has pressure on it. But what we're going to do is put the drive shaft right back on this shaft right here. I mean the steering shaft right back on this shaft here, and just put the bolt in it. You don't have to tighten it up. We're going to start the engine and let the pressure push this input shaft seal, push it right out, or it should. Now I don't know what the pressure is behind this, but we put that retaining bolt, we've removed the retaining spring for your seal, and put the yoke back up there and put the captive bolt back in, and basically there's nothing there to hold that seal in. So tied some rags around the shaft to try to help stop some of the overspray if and when it does blow out, and might put you a little something down here to catch some fluid to help with the spill. Alright, that plan that I'd been told about putting the shaft back after you took the snap ring out and starting the engine and using the pressure to blow that seal out, that did not work. Now, I'm a poor man with poor ways, so but what I have done worked, and it may have been by accident or not, but I took that linkage back off and took a very small drill bit so you can't scratch that shaft or the inside edge of your seal housing. But I used a large bit to kind of get it started, and then a smaller bit, you know, to hold it in track there. Probably done it exactly the wrong way, but once I got that hole drilled in, then I used it's a off angle pick to just reach down in that, you know, put it in that hole and prise it right out, and it come out. But I know you have to be real careful not to scratch either the inside or the outside mating surface for your new seals to work. But this worked for me without having to take the top of this steering gearbox off, and they say that you really need to know what you're doing when you do that. So I hope I don't get anybody in trouble, but it worked for me. I wanted to try to get you a picture of that snap ring that you have to pull out before that seal will come out. See, that's like a 3-layered flat spring that you have to pry out of there, and I don't know if you can see that little edge right there is easy to get you a very small screwdriver, flat screwdriver, to get that started coming out. But that's that retaining spring for the seal. I just want to show you that little angled, off-angled pick to remove that seal with. You just drill your hole and poke it right down there and just prise it right up. Just make sure you don't scar any of the edges of the inside or outside housing. And there's that retainer spring. That thing fits right down on the top in a little sleeve that holds it from pushing out. And oh yeah, I was going to tell you too, on the drill bit, when you're drilling that in there, I always put a little bit of tacky grease. That way, if you was to get any kind of metal shavings, that grease should hold it onto your drill bit, and always drill it on a low speed, and that should pull any shavings out that might get down in there, and just once you break through, don't go any deeper, you know. I hope this helps somebody. I know I appreciate the guys that take time in other projects to put it on there. It really helps a lot. Thanks, sir. See you.